Dinara Shvets could not get ready for work in the morning. Constant stress affected her at home, she was late, forgot the right things, confused the dates. Her son Sasha got used to it and even made fun of it. "Mom, you got up on the wrong foot again." First, she almost burned down the apartment, then she almost poisoned me with breakfast. And now, instead of mascara, I almost put printer ink in my eye. Dinara smiled guiltily. "I'm sorry, son, work is really boring today. Patients are more complicated than each other." She worked as a gynecologist at a private clinic. It would seem that medicine should be a humane field. But in fact it was a real business with its own rules. "Don't worry, Mom, I understand everything," Sasha nodded seriously. "You're doing a good thing, helping people. I'm proud of you." Dinara was touched and hugged her son tightly. He was her only support in life. As a child, Dinara did not even dream of becoming a doctor. Her mother was a saleswoman at the market, she did not know her father. But Mom insisted that her daughter go to study medicine. "You will break out of poverty, unlike me." And Dinara obeyed. She graduated from the institute brilliantly, got married, and gave birth to a son. But the husband soon left for another, forgetting about the family. History repeats itself, just like in Mom's life, Dinara thought sadly. But she didn't break down, got a job at a prestigious clinic, bought an apartment with a mortgage. "I dreamed of opening my own women's medical center." Dinara barely made it to work that day. There was a surprise waiting for her at the clinic. Her car broke down. "That's it, the last straw," she exclaimed. Suddenly, a jeep stopped nearby, from which her former lover Kirill got out. "Hi, Dina. We haven't seen each other for 100 years. He said. "Yeah, last time we parted without fun," Dinara grinned. Then Cyril left her for another and broke her heart. But Dinara forgave him long ago. She gladly agreed to Cyril's offer to give her a ride and have coffee to catch up. In a cozy cafe Dinara saw an engagement ring on Cyril's hand. He was still married. But he was happy to talk about business successes and scientific conferences in Europe. Dinara briefly outlined her life, emphasizing that her work helps women become mothers and is special to her. Kirill drove Dinara home and hinted that the neighbors might be gossiping about a beautiful woman with a stranger. "There is only one man in my life," savvily, Dinara joked in response, intriguing Kirill. At home, Dinara calmed down after the meeting and decided that it was a one-time thing. But when Kirill paid for the repair of her car, she agreed to thank him with dinner. Kirill met Dinara with a huge bouquet of her favorite pink roses and called her "precious heart," that's what he used to call her. This awakened long-forgotten feelings in Dinara. She wanted to regain her lost feminine happiness, and she decided on a little lie. "I want to introduce you to someone," Dinara said when they had been dating for several weeks. "With Savily?" Kirill asked jealously. "Isn't he the only man in your life?" "I think you'll like it," Dinara smiled mysteriously and asked to bring a chocolate cake, "so her friend will definitely like it." That evening, when Kirill came to Dinara's small two-room apartment, he immediately understood everything. "How old is he?" Dinara asked in a whisper when her son Sasha ran to the kitchen to put the cake brought by the guest. 10, she replied and looked Cyril straight in the eye. He turned pale, tousled his blonde hair, the same as the boys. Kirill also wore glasses as a child, but then he had an operation. He had no doubt that this was his son. Since then, the relationship between Dinara and Cyril has changed. The man sought to spend as much time with his son as possible, compensating for his absence from his life earlier. However, Dinara categorically forbade telling Sasha the truth. You already left us once. I don't want to risk you leaving Sasha too. If you really leave your wife for us, then we'll talk. Kirill was fascinated by her and his son, so he was preparing for a divorce. Dinara did not feel guilty. After all, she did not force him to leave the family. It seemed to her that she deserved the happiness that she had been deprived of many years ago. She was pleased to see Kirill giving Sasha expensive gifts, playing football with him and riding a bike. Looking at her happy son, Dinara believed that she was doing the right thing. However, one working day everything changed. Dinara was alone at the reception. Her colleagues went on vacation. By the end of the day, she was very tired. She was warmed by the thought of a weekend with Kirill and Sasha. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Dinara looked up from the card of another patient and saw a fragile girl of about 10 years old, named Christina. My name isn't really Christina, she admitted. I asked a friend to sign me up for you. I need to talk. Dinara felt alarmed. It turned out that the father of the girl, whose name was Dasha, was going to leave the family for the sake of Dinara. Please don't take him away. I love Dad very much, Dasha pleaded. He hasn't noticed me at all since you came along. Don't ruin my family. I want Dad and Mom to be together again. Looking into the tearful eyes of the child, Dinara realized that she could not build happiness on other people's tears and grief. Your dad and I are just friends, Dinara lied. He didn't cheat on me. It's over, isn't it? Dinara calmed the girl for a long time, promising not to see her father again. The main thing is that she is determined not to destroy someone else's family and not to cause suffering to the child. That same evening, Dinara broke off her relationship with Kirill. She lied that Sasha was not his son, that this was a child from a casual relationship. Cyril begged her, swore his love, but Dinara was adamant. She couldn't be the cause of someone else's grief, no matter what the cost. So Dinara was left alone with her beloved son Sasha again. But not for long. Soon her car broke down on the way out of town, and Russ Lynn, the man who would become her last love, came to the rescue. Dinara fondly recalled this breakdown as an arrow of fate that hit the target and brought her real happiness.